me do my two-step.
All right, guys, so today we are going to do some tips on shining up your razor and detailing it. I've got this cheap spray gun that I got from Harbor Freight. I think this thing costs like 20 bucks. It's fairly new. I've used it a few times. I also have this dressing that my brother gets me from Auto Magic. It's water-based. It's thick. It's used for vinyl, for bumpers, for plastic, really anything on your machine this can be used on. And I'm going to walk you through how I use it. But like I said, this setup is fairly inexpensive. It works great for detailing your machine. Make sure that your compressor is turned on. Make sure you have plenty of pressure, and then we'll get to work. So basically what I do is from start to finish, I'll go through and look at the machine, make sure that I've got it wiped down clear. This thing, as you can see, is a little bit dirty still, so I'm going to wipe it down a little bit more, try to get off some water spots if I can. The cleaner, the better. But one thing that's good about this stuff is it will rinse off if you get any dirt or mud or dust on it. So keep in mind, it's a little bit better to use a little bit more, be a little bit generous with it. So anyway, I fill up the hopper right here, top it off. Make sure that I watered this down a little bit because it comes pretty thick. So I watered it down about 50-50. You don't need it super thick. You can get it super thick if you want, but it seemed to work out well in my sprayer and on the machine well if I didn't. So I filled it up about pretty much all the way full. I didn't go all the way to the top, but I did fill it up pretty good. And like I said, I did mix this 50-50 with water, so it wasn't quite as thick. It pours on easy. If you don't, it's more of like an Elmer's glue. Make sure you screw your lid on tight. It may take some adjusting, but once you get it, start practicing. Make sure your spray is good. This one started off great. I had plenty of pressure in my compressor, but I had turned off the compressor to do the video, so there was no noise. Bad thing is I forgot that I had turned it off. So as I went through, it started blotching up a little bit. I couldn't figure out why. I kept messing with the spray gun, and come to find out it was my bad because I had turned off the air compressor to make the video a little bit quieter. So I also sprayed the fascia. Anything plastic or vinyl I sprayed, even if it is painted, because if it has dust or mud or dirt on it, it seems to wash off a lot easier on the next ride. You can just take a hose to it and it all literally just melts off. It makes cleaning up after your next ride a lot easier. I sprayed the clutch cover, the vent on the clutch. I also sprayed the bed, the S&B particle separator up here. I sprayed fairly well. I did spray a lot in the interior too. You could probably do a better job than I did. I had to wash the windshield afterward anyway, so I was not worried about getting it on the windshield, which I did. But it does wipe off easy with Windex and a wipe or something like that. I sprayed the steering wheel, the switches, the center console where your cup holders are. I sprayed it all. Make sure you spray your kicker where you get in. That seems to get the most trashed. Spray it fairly heavily, at least I do anyway. Like I said, it seems to come clean a lot easier on the next round if you coat it pretty good. I was not going to drive this machine, so I let it sit for a couple days afterward. You don't have to. It could dry overnight. But like I said, I sprayed the glove box. I sprayed everything down fairly well. Make sure you open the doors. Get your door bags. These are vinyl, so they will hold a shine. They will be protected. Right there's the kicker I was telling you about. Make sure you coat that pretty good. And then I went a little overboard on the dash. I'm a little weird when it comes to that. I want the dash looking good. So I did spray quite a bit on the dashboard. It does seem to wipe off with a rag pretty easy, like I said, after the trip if you want to. Spray both sides. I also sprayed the seats. Anything vinyl or upholstery will hold a shine. It will keep them clean. So I sprayed everything pretty well. All four seats I sprayed. This stuff is not sticky. It's not something that you're going to hate. You can actually sit on it. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you for watching, and I hope you find this tip helpful. And if you do,
make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more lit content.